Learn more about the origins of songs, the lives of the musicians that made them, and a wide array of interesting facts in general. It's freeform radio at its finest. Hear what you rarely hear anywhere else here on Radio Free Saturday mornings, 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. every Saturday on KSJE.
Expand your knowledge with the Academic Minute. Each day, travel with us around the world to learn what professors are researching within their specialties and be the first in the know. Listen as we discover the newest green innovations, research the behavioral patterns of animals, and examine how the arts are being studied today. You'll find it all on the Academic Minute.
Listen every weekday afternoon during the KSJE Evening News at 5:30. KSJE is supported by San Juan Regional Medical Center, here to meet your urgent and emergent medical needs, whether they are COVID-19 related or not. Medical emergencies happen when you least expect them, whether it's a stroke, heart attack, illness, or injury. San Juan Regional Medical Center's caregivers are here to provide care to you and your loved ones. Find out more online at sanjuanregional.com. Ten minutes past 8 o'clock. It is Tuesday morning, August 10th, 2021. Good morning, everybody. I'm Scott Michlin. Thank you for tuning in to KSJE 90.9 FM over the air, of course, here in San Juan County. 103.3 FM over the air in the Durango, Colorado area, and anywhere else on the planet. You'll go to KSJE.com, and that includes your smart speaker. Welcome also to our viewers who are watching this visual radio program. We are streaming live this morning to the KSJE Facebook page, our YouTube channel, and our Twitter account. So we're glad that you are with us as well, everyone, for a great program, because we're going to talk about theater ensemble arts. My guess, we have a big crowd in the studio and at a remote location this morning talking about their latest production. So stand by for that coming up in the next few moments right here on KSJE. Next hour, Mick Hess will take us, actually later on this hour, we'll talk to the animal shelter, Amber Francisco from the Farmington Regional Animal Shelter at 8:50 a.m. She will be showing us some of the pets available for adoption this week. That is coming up first. And then next hour, we'll go roving with the arts. That's Mick Hess, of course, our classical music program. And today, Mick is doing another episode in his Hope Not Hate series. It is a series of programs featuring music composed in concentration camps during World War II. Some great rare recordings that he is sharing with us, as well as the stories of some of these composers, some who survived World War II, others who did not. You'll hear more of that coming up today at 9:06 on Roving with the Arts right here on KSJE. Don't forget, of course, in addition to Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter, you can also connect with us on our Instagram page as well. And outside our studios this morning here at San Juan College, we have partly cloudy skies with a temperature of 67 degrees in Farmington at the moment. We were expecting a partly cloudy day today, maybe another chance of a shower or thunderstorm popping up. 91 for a high this afternoon, though, so still hot out there. 64 overnight with some more chances for scattered showers. 93 and scattered showers in the forecast for Wednesday and Thursday. 91 for a high on Friday, 90 on Saturday, and as you can see overnight, mostly in the mid to lower 60s with that chance of scattered showers also in the forecast. Well, let me turn to my guests who are here with me this morning. As I mentioned, we have a number of them both in the studio and at a remote location. So let's get started by talking to Chris Spinner. Here's here from Theater Ensemble Arts. Good morning. Thank you for coming in this morning.
Morning. It is always great to be here.
Good to see you in person. Thank you for coming in as well. Good to have you here. Also, Bill is here. Bill Itzerda. Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you for being here. You are part of this production as well.
Yes, sir, I am.
As everyone, welcome. And Arwen Austin is here as well. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
Thank you for being here. Great to have you. And let's go out to Lyons Wilderness Park, where we also have some guests this morning. Annette Giacomo is with us. Annette, good morning to you.
Good morning, Scott.
Good to see you. Thank you for being here. And our other guest is Menzo. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
Good to see you both out there. And we'll be coming back to you shortly to talk a bit about your roles in this whole production. So thank you very much for being here. We are We are really pressing our technological limits this morning, but it's so far so good.
Holding together, fingers crossed.
That's right. Good to see you both. So let's talk a little bit with my guests here in the studio about what you guys have planned, because it's opening week, right, for Midsummer Night's Dream.
Yeah, so we open on Thursday, and I'll kind of go over the dates. So we're doing A Midsummer Night's Dream by Shakespeare. It's the one that you know about. And the dates are August 12th, 13th, and 14th. And then we skip to next weekend, the 19th, the 20th, and the 21st. All shows start at 7. And we actually have a special show. Our August 15th show, we got a grant from the Connie Gott's Arts Foundation. I know I just mispronounced it, but I have a hard time with that. They gave us a grant. So the August 15 show, the Sunday show, is free. You can just walk in and watch the show, and we are deeply grateful for that grant, and so keep that in mind. But August 12th through 14th, and then 15th is free, and then August 19th through 21st.
Wonderful. And, of course, the Connie Gotch Arts Foundation has a special place in our hearts because, of course, Connie Gotch was the first program director here at KSJE and the host of Roving with the Arts for a long, long time.
Right.
And her foundation has been formed to really try to promote and support the arts in San Juan County, which is what it's doing with TEA.
Absolutely. And it's hard to talk about arts in San Juan County without talking about Connie Gotch. It's really hard to do that.
Very true. Very true. So wonderful. A wonderful opportunity. And so for folks who may want to go to the free show, or if not, the tickets are, what, $12?
Exactly. So the regular admission is $12. If you're a student, or if you're what we call a senior, which is 55 and older, so we're a bit liberal on the definition of senior, that is $10. So $12 regular, students and seniors, $10.
Okay. Very good. And you can go online and buy tickets?
Yes, and there's a few different ways to get to the one website. Generally, if you want information about theater ensemble arts, look us up on Facebook or Instagram. So Theater Ensemble Arts, Inc. on Facebook or Instagram. Like us and follow us for all that information. But we have a website that's on the Square Up set of websites that when you go to it, it's not that fancy of a website, but it's fully functional. And if you follow the link from the Facebook or Instagram page, or if you Google Theater Ensemble Arts in Farmington, the website is squareup.com/store/theater ensemble arts. Obviously, it's a complicated URL, so find it on the Facebook page.
All right.
But you can buy tickets ahead of time. Obviously, we're selling tickets at the door, so if you didn't buy tickets ahead of time, show up with card or a cash, and we can sell you a ticket there.
There you go. And I understand that you're going to have Wines of the San Juan
Absolutely.
out at Lions Wilderness Park, too, on the weekends?
We have a very good relationship with Wines of the San Juan. They have great wines, and they will certainly be there to help you relax.
There you go. Well, it sounds like a great evening. And so let's get back and talk a little bit about the production of Midsummer Night's Dream, Shakespeare. Mm-hmm. Sure, an easy play to do, right?
What was funny is I remember...
The crew was laughing hysterically.
It is in...
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah. So, what has it been like for y'all to kind of learn the lines? I have very few lines. I'm the star of the show, but I don't have very many lines.
Okay, all right.
What's it been like for y'all having to learn lines?
I think the part that you have to get over is that it is rhyming, but you're not supposed to do the lines as if they are rhymed. So to memorize them, you rhyme them. But to say them on set, live, you're saying the line without rhyming it, which is tricky.
Right.
But the rhyming actually helps memory
Nice.
stuff. So.
Arwen, what about you?
Well, for me, this is really only my second play. And so I think that memorizing lines in general is something that I don't have much experience with. But I didn't find it particularly hard, just because, once you're, immersed in the script, it just kind of all fits together. And so if you have, a passionate speech, which is my longest speech, I really don't actually have that many lines.
Right.
It's really easy to, get into it, and then I found that, once it's in your memory, I'll start just like repeating it in my sleep, and now I can't forget it.
There you go. There you go. Let's go out to the Park Lions Wilderness Park. Annette Giacomo and Menzo Fossen are joining us from out there. What about for both of you in memorizing your lines?
My second time being Hippolyta. I was Hippolyta several moons ago in college at ENMU. And I have maybe like 7 lines, so it's real easy. Menzo?
Well, for me, I've got a few large speeches, and I'll admit this is the hardest set of lines that I've had to memorize. I think for me, it's just how the language is spoken and some of the tongue twister lines that I have. But fortunately, it's coming together. It's come together. And,
Yes. I can say my 13-year-old is Puck, and she has struggled. She's amazing, but this has been the biggest challenge for her. It's a lot of lines. It's Shakespearean lines, but I know I'm a little bit biased, but I just think she's phenomenal.
She's doing great. It's not just your bias.
No, she's totally amazing.
No, she's
See?
doing a great job.
Everyone agrees.
Yeah.
It's unanimous. So there you are. But Shakespeare's pretty unforgiving, isn't it? I mean, you've got to get those lines right. Maybe some plays you could maybe ad lib a little bit or scooch around a little bit. But I mean, if you don't get the line exactly right, chances are somebody in the audience is going to know what you're missing.
Yeah, but the thing is, when you start looking at other productions and you know the lines, you start seeing a lot of dropped lines. And one of the things that's about this play particularly, since it's a comedy that's a comedy about taking yourself too seriously, and so there's actually a lot of room to mess up and one kind of get away with it, but just kind of make it fun. And so we're doing really well with the lines and all of that kind of stuff. Like, it is coming together, but at the same time, it's such a lighthearted play that, you know, it's not like there's an English professor sitting in the auditorium saying, "Okay, you missed that. It's actually really fun."
Good. Well, that's good to know. And all of you chime in and tell me just how exciting is it to be back out live performing, to have an audience, to be outside. We worked with TEA over the last 18 months and did some radio plays, which were wonderful. But I know, and I could tell, you guys were like horses in the stall, like waiting to get out back on the racetrack, right? To run around and really do what you're meant to do, is perform outdoors in front of a live audience. The radio studio is great, but it's just not the same.
Absolutely. It is literally a breath of fresh air, you know, because we're outside. But I don't know, how has it been for y'all?
Yeah. Bill?
I always think live theater is always a chance to see people really act, as opposed to television where you can cut things and dice it and make sure that it's absolutely perfect. Theater is not that way, and that's why people watch it. It's not perfect, but it's performance is what it is.
Kind of exciting to be in the audience at a live production and just wonder what's happening, or was that supposed to happen, or was that something that wasn't supposed to happen, and are they covering, or what's going on? Arwen, what about for you to be in front of a live audience?
Well, like I said, this is really only my second play, but I've found that just like my whole experience with TEA has been amazing, and it's super fun because we're allowed to like take our characters wherever we want to, and so we tend to make our director laugh a lot, which is definitely something that I look forward to doing for like the real audience.
Right.
And so I'm super excited just to perform live.
Very good. Our folks at the park, Annette and Menza, what about for you to be out in front of a live audience again with this production?
It's the therapy I missed through quarantine. Acting is my escape from my day-to-day mom, wife, employee, business owner life, and this will be my second production since quarantine. I was in a college production, Goodbye Charles, but this is larger and outdoors and on this phenomenal stage, and we have gorgeous costumes, and just the set is amazing, and so it's the therapy I've been missing, and I don't know about Menzo.
Oh, I'm thrilled to be back out in person. This is a medium that I've been involved in for about 20 years, and so I missed it a lot during 2020 and the COVID and lockdowns. And so it's gonna be great to be in front of an audience and sharing what I love to do.
Yes.
Very exciting. Well, we're happy that we are able to do that, and you are able to do that. I know the audiences, I don't think, can wait to see you do what you're going to do. Well, before we leave you guys out at the park, though, you mentioned the set, Annette, and you're sitting in front of the set. And if folks saw Mamma Mia, they may be familiar with that set out at Lions Wilderness Park. But you are transforming that into your set for Shakespeare. I can already see a few changes that weren't there for Mamma Mia.
I can't see where I'm going with this, but there's the
We can see-
cabin
Yeah.
where the mechanicals hang out. Yeah, it's phenomenal out here. Chris and I had a real good time covering up the blue on the Mamma Mia set. We bonded over hatred of blue.
Right. Well, we basically took modern Greece and turned it into ancient Greece, and so that's what
That's
we did.
what Mamma Mia was set in
Right.
modern Greece, right?
Right. So it actually kind of worked out.
I hear what you're saying. Excellent. And so that's terrific. And again, how much more cast are there for this play? Is this about the max of the cast, or are there other folks that aren't
Oh
with
my
us this
gosh.
morning? Is it a big cast?
no.
So yeah, so
There's
there
so many
are.
more.
So if you haven't seen A Midsummer Night's Dream, you should know that we basically cast half of Farmington.
Oh, all right.
And so, like, there's three groups of characters. There's the Athenians, and in the Athenians, there's a love triangle where there's an arranged marriage, and they're not happy about it. And one person loves another person, another person loves another person. So they escape into the woods. And in the woods is a whole nother crew of fairies and magical creatures, and they just cause trouble. And then on
Pretty
top
much.
of that, there's like actually a community theater group within the play that Shakespeare makes fun of. And so that's a whole nother crowd. And then they go in and everybody just makes fun of them and stomps on them. And so it is a large cast. And we actually have some people playing multiple roles. So I think, Arwen, how many roles do you have?
Arwen, you're doing it, right?
I'm in 3, debatably 4, because I'm one of the people who are in the like the theater group within the theater group, and so I've got a part in the play within the play, and then I've got the part as not the person in the play, and then I've got I am a lot of people.
Very good. And there's some pictures that we borrowed a little bit from your Facebook page, TEA, about some of you in one of the parades recently, maybe 4th of July or maybe Connie Mack or
That's 4th of July.
some of the recent ones. But we can kind of see you all in your costumes, right? Getting ready to get out and perform. So how was that, walking down Main Street? Or riding down Main Street, however the case may be.
I was watching. I was trying to take pictures. I didn't take that one. I only took blurry pictures.
Gotcha.
But you look like you were having fun.
It was a lot of fun. That was one of the only parades I've ever been in, and there were a lot of people, I think, that were really excited about, like, the fairy wings and just,
Showing off some of those costumes we were talking about. Annette and Menzo, you guys are in the picture. We can see you there. How was the parade experience for you both?
It was nice. It was a little weird with the roundabouts down in Main Street, but
Right.
I think all in all, it was just nice to see everyone and be out in the world again.
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
Absolutely.
Starting that out for sure. And we can see more of the, I'm assuming these are fairies that we're seeing on the
Yes.
screen right now with the
and
wings.
So in the green is Tatiana, that's Rachel sitting, and then the puck that we're talking about, that's Annette's daughter. And so you'll notice that we're not, a lot of different people do A Midsummer Night's Dream very differently, and we're taking a non-traditional approach. We're letting fairies go wild and all that kind of stuff. So it's quite a bit of fun. She's got flaming wings for those of you who are on radio and can't see the picture.
There you go. Well, it looks great. And of course, a lot of communities do Shakespeare in the Park kind of productions in the summertime and things like that. And so this is kind of along those same lines, I guess, of performing him
Absolutely.
outdoors, right?
I would actually have a hard time doing this play indoors. And we've actually timed it so when it turns dark in the play is when it literally turns dark outside.
No way. Come on.
We,
Really?
Yeah, we
Nice.
actually do.
Nice.
We turn off the sun. No, our intermission is timed to sunset.
There you go.
And so it works out really well.
That's
But
great.
there is a mention in the show about the moon showing up on time, so there'd be a spotlight. I don't think we timed that correctly.
Yeah, that we
either.
missed,
No,
but
That's all right.
yeah,
We
we can't
got
have
this.
everything.
You can still work on that. That's
Yeah.
true. Very
Yeah.
good. And from
Yeah.
out of the park, again, Annette and Menzo being able to perform Shakespeare outside, and that has a few extra challenges and other benefits, doesn't it?
It does. Honestly, one of the hardest parts for me, and this is going to sound so silly, but I'm wearing flip-flops in the show, and the sand that gets in my shoes
Oh yeah.
is awful. Menzo and I really aren't on stage a whole lot, but thankfully we do some running, and that's been fun for both of us. But it's such a fun space to work in out here. This is the first time that I get to be mainly on the big castle-y side. I've mostly ever been on the other side of the stage. But it's just, it's so beautiful out here that it doesn't matter what show you're doing or what the set looks like. It's just such a different experience than in an indoor theater in, like the Little Theater or Henderson. It's completely different and wonderful.
Right. Well, and a lot of other, I guess, environmental challenges maybe sometimes, depending on what happens outdoors, right?
It's unusual to have a creek literally running through the middle of the
stage.
But
Yeah.
it actually works out. And we do have a hummingbird. There's like a live hummingbird that
There are
joined our
3.
cast. 3.
Three.
this morning?
Wow.
There are 3 this morning just fluttering about. It's amazing. It's
They
so fun.
they were out there for Mamma Mia
And
too. I saw a few fluttering around, so not surprising. But let's talk about your characters a little bit too, everybody, and bring us up to speed on kind of what they do. Bill, you are.
I am one of the mechanicals. I am a character within the show, and the mechanicals are basically a very poorly rehearsed show within a show. So,
Well, that's not realistic at all, is it?
No, but when you watch them, they look very, very inept, which is part of the charm of their characters. So when you see them making the mistakes that they're making, they are within the show.
Right.
The mistakes are planned.
Understood.
So
So
but
we
they
say.
are. Pardon me?
So we say. I'm teasing.
Arwen, you've got multiple parts, correct?
I
And so, tell us a bit about each of them, if you wouldn't mind. One of them is a fairy, right?
Yes. So Puck follows around the King Oberon, and I am kind of like the Queen's version. I'm kind of like the Queen wannabe.
Okay.
Except not as cool and, clearly not powerful. But she's super fun to play just because she's super sassy,
Right. And the other?
I'm also a mechanical, and I have to say we're not very smart, which is kind of why we're lovable. We're
Right.
not smart at all.
Okay. We can be sympathetic
Yeah.
towards you all. And then the fairy,
And then the other
part?
the other main part that I am is I'm Aegeus, which
right.
is Hermia's mother, and Hermia is part of the love triangle. And in a way, everything's my fault.
She's actually the
Everything that
villain.
happens in
Oh.
the
There-
play.
There's not much of a villain
Yeah.
in this play, but she's the
Okay.
closest thing.
I gotcha. All right.
Yeah,
Very
I
good.
try really hard to play up that villain.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. Chris?
So I kind of play myself in the play. I'm a genius who's in charge, but not really in charge. And I'm an assistant to Theseus, which is Menzo. And basically, he makes a lot of bad decisions against my advice, is really what he does. And so I follow him around rolling my eyes.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Menzo, equal time for you.
So I am the Duke of Athens, called Theseus, and Annette and I are actually supposed to get married.
We get married in the play.
At the very last end. You never see the wedding, but
No.
the play within the play is actually in celebration of our wedding.
Our nuptials.
Yeah.
Say your lines right.
Yeah.
Right. Wow, it's rough out there.
Get right.
And that is not forgiving.
No.
And there's a sneak peek at our marital life.
Yeah. Okay. That's the sequel. I can't wait. Very good. And Annette, more about your character? Or I think you've told us all we need to know, really.
Pretty much. I basically play myself as an Amazon queen. I have a line about the hounds of Sparta and how I really don't want to listen to them, which is funny because my husband is a houndsman and we own hunting hounds and I listen to them every day. So when I saw that line, I said, "Hey, Britt, can I be annoyed at this?" And he was like, "Whatever."
Britt, being the
And
director,
so-
yeah.
Theseus and I have this sort of, we love each other, but I'm in charge and he tries real hard to be. But you'll see through the end of it that no, Hippolyta is in charge. She's the queen. She's got this.
Gotcha. Very good. Well, and that kind of brings us to my next line of questions for all of you as we wrap up our conversation this morning. But, this is Shakespeare, and this has been around for hundreds of years, and it's still, these themes are relevant today as much as they were when he wrote them, which to me is fascinating and a great insight, I think, into him and just the stories that he was sharing. And so before we come back from the park, Annette and Enzo, talk to me a little bit about that, doing the work of Shakespeare that, again, has been kind of with us for centuries.
I don't think you really realize until you're in the thick of it how much it relates to modern day life. You can sort of see parallels in any situation if you really look at it. And it, honestly, the marriage between the Duke and myself kind of reminds me of my own marriage a little bit. Don't tell my husband.
He'll never see this. I don't know who would see this.
He thinks you're at work.
Yeah.
He won't. He's in Texas. He has no cell service right now.
Yeah, there's no Facebook in Texas. Menzo, what about you and performing Shakespeare?
One of the things that has astounded me on this is how adaptable Shakespeare is to like modern themes and how you can really modernize it and bring it out of the Elizabethan, 16th century stuff into modern day. And so I'm not going to give away anything, but there are modern twists to this production. And I think that's great about Shakespeare.
I bet. Well, and I bet the directors like to be able to do that too a little bit, is to maybe put their little stamp on it. And Britt Ward is your director. We should give him a shout out as well.
We should.
And studio guests, what about for you performing Shakespeare and what it brings to the modern day?
Well, one, you also will recognize a lot of lines that we use in everyday conversation because Shakespeare wrote a lot of cliches that we still use. But one of the central themes of this play is young women being told what to do and not wanting to do what they're told, and that is like literally what our culture, I think, has been dealing with a lot the last couple of years. Also, just people being in power, not knowing what to do, and not being in as much power as they think they are. And so he stays current. Somehow Shakespeare stays current through the centuries.
Very true. Very true. Bill, what about with you?
I'm always impressed with the body of work that he has. I mean, he wrote all this. But also that the idea that this is a Greek-themed show, and when you're reading through the show, you realize, no, this is not really a Greek-themed show. It is a show that could apply anywhere. It is superb writing.
Right. Arwen? What about you when you're reciting and memorizing these lines that have been around for hundreds of years?
I think for me, there's a lot of romantic aspects to what he's writing, just like with the whole love triangle and everything. There's a lot of aspects to what he's writing that we still view as like romantic, or we still use, or it's like the height of perfect romance for a lot of people, like running away to escape your parents, or as the mother, I know exactly what this guy trying to steal my daughter is doing, and he brings her all of these super nice gifts, and he sings at her window by the moonlight, and he writes her poems, and it's like that's still relevant to today.
For sure. Very true. Very true. Well, I can't thank you all enough for coming in this morning. Before we go, one more time, Chris, would you mind running through the details on the performances? And they open up, this week, Thursday.
Yeah, they do. And first of all, I'd like to say thank you. The KSJE has always been a friend to us, and we really appreciate this time. But the dates start on Thursday. All shows start at 7, August 12th 13th and 14th, and then 15th, which is the free show.
That's right.
And then August 19th, 20th, and 21. And so that's next week's Thursday, Friday, and Saturday.
Got you. And again, that free show on Sunday, August 15th, still 7 p.m.
Yes.
But thanks to the Connie Gotch Arts Foundation, it is free admission.
Yeah, walk in.
There you go. And you'll have Wines of the San Juan out there on the weekends as well, on Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Yeah, we will have them there. And if you just need information generally, find us on Facebook, Theater Ensemble Arts on Facebook, and we post everything there.
There you go. And tickets are $12 for adults and $10 for students and seniors. Mm-hmm. And you're pretty generous on the definition of seniors. So
we are.
Thank you for that. And I appreciate you all coming in. Once more from the park, Annette and Menzo, thank you both very, very much.
Bye. Thank you.
We'll see you on stage. Thank you both very much here in the studio. Again, everybody, thank you for coming in. It's great to have you here.
Thank you.
Break
you.
all the legs. Is that what they say?
Yeah, pretty much.
All right. Very good. Thank you very much, everybody. My guest from Theater Ensemble Arts here with me on KSJE.
It's harder to schmooze a VC over Zoom, but the money is still flowing. From American Public Media, this is Marketplace Tech. I'm Megan McCarty-Carino in from Hollywood.
Marketplace Tech is supported by Angie. Angie's List is now Angie, connecting homeowners with pros for projects. Homeowners can see upfront pricing on hundreds of projects and instantly book at Angie.com. And by Bitdefender, helping businesses stop cyber attacks.